Welcome to INN's Student. INN Student is a platform for law students to come here and deliver a lecture on the topic of their choice. Today we have with us law student Avik Karmakar. He is going to speak on gig workers. He is from KES Shri Jayantilal Patel College of Law. So without wasting further time, I would request Avik to commence with his lecture. Thank you.
Good morning. So now I am talking on the gig workers' right. I am starting by a famous case law. In Moon versus Illinois, Justice Field said, by the term life as here used, something more is meant than mere animal existence. The inhibition against its deprivation extends to all those limbs and faculties by which life is enjoyed. The provision equally prohibits the mutilation of the body by the amputation of an arm or leg. I will discuss why I tell this case law later. But first start with who is gig worker. Gig worker is a person who works contractual basis and independently. And gig workers basically the person his source comes from the western part of the world, in Europe, America. There is the concept artist singers who works in the short term basis. So that, and India, it is like freelancer who works just hour basis and rent basis, etc. So coming to the gig workers, uh, according to the Code on Social Security 2020, Section 235, a gig worker is defined as someone who performs tasks or participates in work arrangement and earns from such activities independently. This definition encompasses various roles including ride-sharing drivers, food delivery agents or couriers, freelance writers, graphic designers and other service providers who offer their expertise on a project by project basis. Some facts or stats that India is one of the biggest market of gig economy or workforce, biggest workforce after fifth United States, Brazil and China. Approximately 15 million skilled gig workers are there in India, and which is representing 40% of worldwide gig workers. Expert predicting that there will be a massive growth of 17% by the 2025, and it might reach up to 300 million of this decade. Might be possible. Gig workers are booming, economy is booming, but there is some lacuna in the legal field. Their rights also included in that. The social security is included in that. Some reports suggested that 41% of cab drivers and 48% of delivery personals said that, and 10% and the 86% of the delivery agents said that the 10-minute delivery is not possible for them. Also, they cannot take a day or 2 days in week off. So there is the hectic work pressure on them. They cannot work on in this work burden. Also, monthly earning of these cab drivers are very low to the minimum settled wage in the India. Uh, Various Uber drivers and also 60%, 60 to 70% cab drivers reported in that issue. Also, in some recent cases, the Indian Federation of unorganized worker, also the delivery agents, filed a case in a writ petition in Supreme Court that they should be designated as unorganized worker. According to the Social Security Code 2022, Section 286 defined as unorganized worker. Also, there is provision of National Social Security Board to be made, but these are the some key factors that government is considering, but I feel there might be taking little time also. In western part of and many developed countries, there are some kind of social security fund, also insurance company who they provide employees contract, whether contractual employee or permanent employee, uh, to different provide different types of benefits like maternity leave and casual leave benefit, also health issue benefit. So government, their company provides some amount of money and contributes some amount of money, also government provide contribute some amount of money. So there is social security fund. From that fund, the employees are provided the money. But in India there is such no concept. In India there is like employers should be pay the employees, but there is no conventional employer employee obligation in this type of gig workers economy or gig economy. They are like uh, just do your work and leave the place and take some little amount of money, that's it. Also, in the traditional employer-employee relation, there is something called forming union, and forming union is like acknowledged by different various court, high courts and Supreme Court, that it is like basic right of a worker to form association. Article 19 we can mention that in issue. And we can just go to the gig workers definition, that in the code of social security 2020, chapter 9 talks about that. Only section 112, 113 and 114 contain provisions about gig workers and platform workers. So there is the some provision in of gig workers and platform workers in the Social Security Code 2020, and there is like chapter 9 dedicated for them. Also, the chapter 9 there is some three provision like section 112, section 113 and section 114. So coming to the Code of Social Security 2020, section chapter 9 of section 112, section 113 and section 114 talks about the gig workers and platform workers. But these marriage three section are not sufficient for the a huge mass population of gig workers. This code if fails to present the fluctuation and fluctuation of income of the gig workers. Workers in the in this code, workers are told to have a provident fund, but they have to provide from their own income. Uh, Already those workers are earning just like 20 to 25,000 rupees per month, maybe lower. How he can provide some percentage of the income from that and maintain the his household in the urban city like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta? Chennai, where inflation is above the roof, and rental price is the biggest of chunk of the part. Also, the uh, accident and health related retirement benefit is also be contributed from this fund, but I do not feel that little amount from this amount of income a gig worker can provide this thing. However, also in a case of All India Gig Workers Union versus Uber India System Private Limited, where gig workers take a stand against Uber pricing factor, that Uber first take them as they will be rich people and they have a very sufficient income, later their fees are reduced to 30 and 40,000. They have a car, the drivers have a car, they have a they have to buy fuel, they have maintenance of the car, also other parts also they have to support their household. How can the reduce in income support their overall lifestyle? So concluding the all gig workers factor here, I suggest government to introduce a social security fund like system like Western world, that the big pension fund like that, ki employers have to pay some amount, some percentage, government have to pay some percentage, and there should be monthly or yearly pension from that after their retirement. Also thing is that there is they have, as the contractual is contractual nature of the employment, they have shift different companies in very little short time. They do not have anything like any benefit or protection from law of traditional employer employee system. So we should consider that also in this situation. Also, I want to cite another case law in the Bombay High Court famous judgment of Olga Teli municipality versus municipality case, paved dwellers case, where right to livelihood also recognized. So the hawkers or sleep on street, they have the business on the street. So Bombay High Court uh, acknowledged that they have to provide livelihood. Maybe though there is the public roads are for the public uses, but they also have a livelihood, they have to provide, they have to provide alternatives also, also alternative income and the alternative space to sustain their livelihood. So I am ending there also. Gig workers economy, gig workers rights should be prevailed, and government should more efficiently adjust with the employers to also conduct some meetings. Some judiciary should take step in this sector to provide a huge guideline. Judiciary is capable already in the Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan, where the sexual harassment, workplace sexual harassment guidelines for workplace sexual harassment also provided. So after that, there might can be act can be done, act can be promulgated, but at least some guidelines should be created to temporarily sustain the gig workers' right. Thank you.
Avik, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It was a nice topic because gig workers and their issues. This is a really topic which has to be seen by judiciary. There we require specific laws so that they are protected, their lives are enhanced. So thank you very much for such a nice topic being discussed by you. A small token from Hammurabi to you.
Thank you, sir.